phone case because it was overheating. Need to go get my gloves. Alright, I'm waiting for some people to start showing up here. Maybe I gotta start making noise or something, sparking electricity. Welder review, guys, welder review. Oh shit. Hey, come on now. Shit sure does smoke a lot. How's it going? See, I got a viewer here. See if I can get as many as I did earlier. I'm just practicing welding. Ain't got much to do today, bored. Thought I'd break out the welder and see how it performs. This is just scrap metal. I haven't welded in a long time. I'm just doing this for fun. I might try and get a welding job, so I'm trying to practice up a little bit, even though this is a horrible machine to practice with. It's still got the same principles. And if I turn it down, it doesn't like to weld on low. Like if it was just welding kind of cold, and I turned it back up, and now it's melting through. So it's either you weld hot or you don't really weld. You have to weld hot and fast with these cheap welders, or at least what I've found out so far with it. One rod down. Make sure I'm not smoking piss out of my phone. Yeah, I like these welders. I ain't never seen the game though. No game. Welding game. Oh, actually, yeah, I think at welding school they do have really expensive simulators nowadays or something like that. But nothing replaces actually, like, I mean, you're better off just getting thrown, you know, neck deep in the water and trying to figure it out on your own. Helmet's too dark. I'm gonna turn that back down. All right. Hello, everybody. So that's the gap I was welding. Looks like crap, I know, but I mean, $80 little welder, and I'm getting her done. I don't know why I had so many. I had like 100 people watching this earlier. So I'm gonna weld that right there. Let me see what we got on the camera. That way I know I can see. Okay, yeah, you can see that. Try and weld that big old gap up. Making a line on the bottom, that way I don't have to stretch my puddle so far. Now that don't look very good, but I welded the gap again. I don't think I should be too proud of these chicken scratch welds, but, or chicken crap welds, whatever you call them. Looks like bird shit all over it. All right, try and weld that other gap if you can see it there. I'm gonna switch it up and use my left hand here. Be right back for another rod. I'm gonna take my phone inside with me to get out of the sun so it doesn't overheat again. Don't mind this. Be careful, someone could die. How is anybody gonna die from this, David? Like, how is anybody gonna die? This live's not for kids, you know, and anybody that has a kid that knows how to put a welder together and start welding, you know, for one, good props to the kids for figuring it out, and then two, shame on you for not watching your damn kid. And there's old Bruno. There's my old Bruno. Hey, Papa. All right. Don't look at my messy house. That's what happens when you get a divorce and you have a whole house worth of crap and you have to move it all into one room. Oh, hold on, guys. Get 3 more welding rods and we'll probably call it a video. I need more scrap. I'm going to go get some scrap from my dad's house tomorrow. He's got plenty of scrap metal I can weld on. Then there's a couple shops around here. I might try and get a job over there with them pretty soon, but they don't pay good enough. They want to pay you $15 an hour, and that's with no knowledge. But I mean, I can go work at Walmart for freaking 16. Like, come on now. You're not paying for the inexperience at first. You're paying for how good of a worker I'll be once I get trained up all the way. Which would take a couple days. It's not like it would take freaking 6 months or a month. I could probably go somewhere and have a shop guy teach me how they, like, what they weld on, how they have their welder set and stuff. I'd probably be good in like a week, maybe 2. As you can see right there, I'm getting it filled in. That actually turned out pretty good right there. I'm getting better. Is like every second, every minute I practice, you get better and better. Even though this is a cheap welder, that last little pass was pretty good. All right, let's do the test, guys. After, oh shit. Accidentally struck that to that metal and sparked my eyes. You can criticize it until you use this in particular welder. No, I'm just doing this just to screw around, guys. I'm just trying to get used to this stick welder. I'm welding 2 broken lawnmower blades together. Do you think that I'm really going to use this for anything? Like, come on, guys. And then the speed being inconsistent, I've been adjusting the, like, it was welding too hot, then I turn it down and it won't weld hot enough, so I was having to kind of speed up. So you say it's inconsistent, it actually went a little better on that last pass being faster. But yes, I know I was starting off slow and then I'd go fast. You know, I have an $80 welder. It's not a $500 shop welder, you know, so don't expect it to be perfect. And yes, there is a big difference on an expensive welder compared to this. This thing's junk, basically. It'll do stuff like I welded my mower deck together with it. I trust it for stuff like that, but I'm not going to go weld like a car frame together or weld semi-scales with it or something that's going to take tens of thousands of pounds. Like, I'm realistic here. But, you know, it's good enough to do what I need it to. Like, I welded my mower deck together with it. And then these welds don't look that good, but I guarantee you that they'd be pretty hard to bust off, seeing as how I've welded the crap out of it already. But let's see here. Let's do the weld test. Take it and chunk it on some concrete or something. But yeah, no, I've said in my earlier video too that this was not by any means am I professional or make my money doing this way. But I used to be able to weld a lot better. But yeah, this is rusty metal and a cheap machine. But let's see if it busts. No, it didn't bust. I knew it wouldn't. That's way too much metal for that to come apart. Alrighty then. No, you're good. I was explaining. Damn, that's hot still. I was just explaining. Woo, I grabbed the wrong end on that. Good thing I got gloves on. I was just explaining to everybody that, you know, I'm not a professional welder. I would say I would be, at best, an amateur right now. But if I practice up, I'm telling you, I could weld cars and stuff. Like, it does not take that much practice to get good at this stuff. Like, I wish when I was a kid out of high school, I could probably have went and gotten some certificates. Not all of them, but I could have gotten some welding certificates when I was younger, straight out of high school. I knew how to MIG weld super, super good. I welded, when I was 16, I welded nothing impressive, but I welded a go-kart together, and my teacher sold it for me. Or sold it for himself. He made money off my labor. But I mean, you know, he obviously trusted me enough to put another person in this craft that I had welded together. So I got the experience. It's just it's hard to do. You got to practice and get good at it. It's not something you can just drop and sit down and then pick it up 10 years later and be just as good. Well, I don't know. I've never done it for that long. You know, I've never done it for years and years. I only did it for like months and months and then put it down, and now it's hard. I tried to test out at this shop a while back for a welding job, and I had the settings set down low and slow, and then he was come over there and cranked them and was like, I want it up hot and fast, and I couldn't weld how he wanted me to. But anyways, thanks for joining, guys, and I'm going to cut the stream now.